Look, I get it. You're thinking of moving. Lots of people are thinking of moving. Before you actually get ready to make the move to Arizona, there are some things I want you to know. Lots of people don't go through the proper steps and they end up making mistakes, big and small. I'm here to help you avoid that. Well, let's talk about it right now. Hey everybody, it's Shawn Jardine here. I'm a realtor in the local Phoenix, Scottsdale area, and every day I get lots of questions from my viewers asking about moving to Arizona. I love that. You know why? Because it helps you know more about the area and know how to not make mistakes that other people made when they actually made a move here. It can be a big hassle and be costly if you don't do it right. So if you have a question, be sure and put it in the comments below. Love your comments, by the way. Or simply reach out to me at the number below on the screen and we can have a chat about your upcoming move, your plans, your dreams, your goals for you or your family, and maybe even do a Zoom call so we can really get to know each other. The first big mistake that I see people making is not using reliable sources. Now, we all know there's tons of information out there. That's probably how you found this channel, by the way, is looking for sources. Even YouTube cannot be reliable. Some of the agents, I'm sorry to say this, that you might meet through YouTube don't even live in this city. Maybe they have a channel and they live somewhere else. They're not here. They're not working here. They blow into town for their 2 weeks. They shoot a bunch of video and then they call themselves an expert. They're going to refer you to somebody on their team who also claims to be an expert. Let me tell you this. I've sold real estate for 32 years. I've seen nearly every situation and I know how to get you the best deal on a property. I show the entire valley in Arizona, so I know the local market. I'm working here day in and day out in a very active way. Also, to go along with that, when you're looking for sources of information, a lot of people will just type something into Google, Scottsdale homes for sale, homes for sale in Phoenix, Phoenix MLS, those kind of things. That's great, but you're playing MLS roulette. You don't know who you're going to get. The other thing is maybe those sites are featuring a bunch of homes. I won't mention any names, but one starts with Z. Their homes aren't always available, and you keep calling, you keep asking, oh, under contract, under contract. Well, you know why they put those out there? Because if they stated they were under contract, they wouldn't show up on the internet, and that cuts off the lead flow. I'm simply being honest here. Agents live by leads, and if the phone doesn't ring, they may not be able to work. So go straight to the source, get good MLS information. My site does not give under contract listings. I find that to be a waste of everyone's time, yours and mine. Even if you don't use me, make sure you're using a reliable source. Stop spinning your wheels looking for things that don't exist. Now, the next mistake you think would be obvious, but I hear this a lot when I talk to you guys as well as other people I meet out and about in my real estate work. They make the mistake of not getting pre-approved for their mortgage. They think that, oh, it's okay, we've got the money, we're good for it. No, the seller of the property does not know that you're good for it. We need to prove to them that you're good for it. Now, if you come house hunting without that pre-approval letter, you're simply wasting your time. No seller will review your offer without the pre-qual or pre-approval form. It's a state real estate form, or what we call a proof of funds, which is a bank statement where you black out your account number for fraud purposes, obviously, but the seller can see that you have enough cash to perform the transaction. If you're not paying cash, you do have to be pre-approved, and it's good to know what can you qualify for, what are the closing costs. You might want to interview lenders, see who has the best rates. The other thing is that you'll want to use a good local lender. I hear from many of my clients who say, oh, well, we have always done business with the XYZ credit union, or I called Quicken Loans, or I called LendingTree or Rocket Mortgage. whoever, don't do that. The seller will make their decision based on you having a good local lender, not one with a toll-free number with a 5-digit extension. We have a hard time reaching those people. I'm not saying they do a bad job, but I'm saying there are better options locally that I like to use. And whoever you use as a lender is going to be giving you strength or lack thereof when we submit your offer. We're in a multiple offer town, basically, market, I guess I should say. And almost every decent property will have multiple offers. You've got to come in very, very competitive, and who you choose as a lender may make the difference in you getting the deal or not getting the deal. Just be sure to be aware of that and take care of it in advance. If you need a list of great lenders, I've got more than one. I've got multiples that are really, really good that you can talk to see, again, who's a good fit for you. Now, this next one is a fun one, and I have to admit, I was the queen of mistake makers on this one. When you're moving to Arizona, people make this mistake all the time. They don't eliminate enough of their stuff. If you're coming from an area that has basements, you're probably used to throwing stuff down there and saying, oh, it's okay, I'll deal with it later. You think you really need that antique or your kid's artwork from the 2nd grade. I'm telling you right now, get rid of it. We don't have a lot of storage here in Arizona. That is one drawback, I would say. Because of the hard desert ground, they don't dig basements here, and they probably would get too wet and it's too costly to build. So your storage is going to be limited to a few closets as well as garage cabinets. Most people, unfortunately, end up, if they're not good with their stuff, they end up going and renting a storage unit, which is not a real big deal. They're all temperature, climate controlled. You can go visit your stuff. You can go put away your Christmas tree on January 1st and not have it in your garage or in your, closet or under your bed or wherever. But plan on, if you don't want to spend a lot of money storing old junk, simply get rid of it. Have a garage sale before you leave. Donate and take the tax write-off. Lots of solutions there, but don't make the mistake of thinking you need to bring it with you. Now, here's another mistake. I see and I hear this all the time. No matter what I tell you guys, people still don't listen. We are in a very fast-moving market where prices are high and competition is fierce. Lots of people feel like because they're all cash that they are better than other offers. Maybe, maybe not. But I hear this all the time. People say, well, they know it's all cash, right? That gives us strength. Well, it does give you strength because there's no appraisal, there's no hassle for the seller. However, it does not mean that you can make a low offer because it's cash. The seller is looking at a bottom line, period. Who is going to net them the most at closing? They don't care if it's cash or a loan. Either way, they're going to get their number. So don't think that throwing your cash around makes a difference. In the Phoenix Scottsdale market, we see cash on many, many multiples of transactions. I don't care if it's 250,000 or it's 25 million, lots and lots of cash. So people aren't impressed by it like they might be in other markets. In my old market in Colorado, there was simply no cash. It was a VA market in my town. And so in 25 years there, I had one cash transaction. In Arizona, I would say probably at least 60% of my transactions are cash. Now, maybe some people will use their cash to buy, to, win the bid and then get a loan afterwards. But you still have to come in very aggressive with your offer price. Just don't make that mistake and burn through a few contracts before you figure it out. You might end up losing your dream home. Now, another thing that goes along with making offers, cash or otherwise, Don't assume that you can come house hunting before you sell your house and be able to negotiate an offer. Again, in a multiple offer situation, sellers are not favoring contingency contracts. Now, if your house is already on the market, it's already under contract, you need to be through appraisals and inspections to even be considered. Some sellers may feel secure enough to allow you to do that, but you're going to pay a little bit of a premium. If you have the ability to buy here without selling your home, that can be a good strategy. Sometimes people will have a free and clear house where they're at. They may take a mortgage on that house or a home equity line and then use cash to buy here, or get a loan here and then pay it off when they sell their house where they're coming from. Let's talk about a strategy in advance so you don't make the mistake of just assuming that a seller will take a contingency. It really isn't the case in our market. Again, it's all about being prepared. Now, another thing we want to talk about in the mistake category, and not really a mistake, but it's the perception that everybody has a pool and you have to have a pool here. Don't think that you have to have a pool and only look at homes that have a pool. You may decide that you're fine in a community that has a very large resort style pool. Some of the brand new communities are amazing. It's like you're on vacation. Palm trees, multiple pools, water slides, lazy rivers. It's insane, the things that they're building into these communities. So if you have all that, maybe you don't want to pay an extra, $50,000, $80,000 for a new pool. Maybe you want to just buy a little golf cart and drive down to the community pool. Let them pay the water bill instead of you paying when you realistically are not going to be using that pool every day. We've all had situations where we've done that before, where we think, oh, I know I'm going to use this, kind of like a treadmill that becomes a laundry hanging device. Don't let your pool become that laundry hanging device. You may not use it actually as much as you think you will. Allow yourself to look at properties that don't have a pool, just in case we find something that has a fantastic community pool. Lots and lots of options. Keep an open mind. Now, the last thing I see that people don't clarify up front and can make or break living in your new home is the mistake of not knowing who you are when it comes to an HOA. I have clients who love the HOA because it kind of keeps in check those people who like to park cars up on their lawn or paint their house a weird shade of yellow. It keeps the neighborhood nice. Other people are willing to risk that because A, they don't want to pay any fees, and B, maybe they want to work on their car in their garage, and keep the garage door up. If that's your lifestyle, don't move to an HOA. You are not going to enjoy it, and they're not going to enjoy you. So let's have a conversation prior to you getting here so we can talk a little bit about who you are and how you live in your home. That will help us know if we want an HOA community or a non-HOA community. If you're a person that doesn't like it, there's no need to pay for it and endure it. But somebody like me, I love HOAs. I like the control up to a point. I don't like the nitpickers. And if you see my other videos, you know that. I think overall, it's a win situation for me. So these are just a few of the mistakes I see people making all the time when they're moving to Arizona. If you're thinking of making a move, even if it's a year or two away, please reach out to me so I can start helping you analyze some of these issues to figure out how to get you on the right path for you. It's not about me and what I think is best or what I like. It's all about you, and that's how I try to work with my clients. I focus on your needs and what will make you happy in your new home. There's a reason you're moving here, and generally the people I talk to every day is because they're unhappy where they're at. Simply reach out to me at the number below on the screen and let's set a time to talk so that I can answer all of your questions and help you avoid making these mistakes. Talk to you soon.